Hey everyone, it's Amanda, and I am here with a 12 by 12 scrapbooking process. This layout is it's a layout that I did in the past, but one that I had not uploaded yet. So I wanted to take time to do that now. Now you'll see that I put out these Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle dies, and at first I was going a different direction, and you'll see that throughout most of the beginning of this. It's one of those situations where you start, you think you know what you're doing, and then you realize this isn't really working the way that I thought it would. The papers aren't working the way that I thought they would work well together, and so you just kind of change your mind. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using right now my Big Shot to just cut that out. These dies are great, especially for card making. They leave that great stitched border around it, but I decided not to go that direction because the mat wasn't big enough, basically. That was the issue that I was running into. So I have these two photos of the day that I made my worst parenting fail ever, which was to make sugar cookies with my girls on the kitchen table. And it wasn't a parenting fail because the cookies turned out bad. It was a parenting fail because I forgot how big of a mess powdered sugar is. And I thought, oh, we'll do it on the kitchen table and it'll be so much fun. And, it'll just be something they remember for the rest of their lives. And then it turned into me being a raging lunatic mother screaming at my kids to stop getting powdered sugar all over the floor and all over the walls and in their hair. And I don't know, we all know how that is. I wouldn't say I was a raging lunatic, but I was definitely not. It wasn't one of my prouder moments. I hope other mommies can relate out there. But the cookies did turn out good, and they kept telling their daddy that they made cookies, and they were so excited. So I guess all in all, it was worth it. So I have some of my favorite papers here, and of course I can't tell you who they're from because I made this so long ago. But that floral print, I held on to it for forever. And I love the way that it looked against that brown polka dot paper that I'm using as a background paper. I'm actually trying to pull out the layout here so that I can make sure, yeah, I love it against the brown polka dot paper, brown and white, but I don't end up using it. So, now looking back it's been a while and I'm looking at it on the video, I think I should have went with it, but I like the way that the layout turned out regardless, so it's okay. So I'm matting those pictures on that blue tone-on-tone chevron paper, and I'm leaving a spot down at the bottom because I want to be able to do my journaling there. And this is a very simple layout. I mean, there's definitely layering, but all in all, it's nothing. It didn't take a lot of time. I think this layout took me about 40 minutes to do, 45 minutes to do, and that was with a lot of stopping and starting the layout to go pull some papers and just to make sure I had what I wanted. I wasn't working from a kit. I was just pulling things from some of my stuff that I had out on my desk to use. So that hot pink cardstock doesn't actually end up making it. I thought I was going to use my dotted scallop, I can't remember the name of it, but that border punch, and then it wasn't flowing right, and I wanted to add more yellow or goldish tones from the floral paper, so I grabbed some cardstock and I decided to punch it out of that. And then I will go in and I will ink all my edges of everything in a brown ink so that it ties it all together. And then that craft lacy paper doesn't actually make it either. A lot of the stuff that I'm using, like I said, it doesn't end up staying, making the cut on the layout. And that's okay, because sometimes we think we know what we want, especially as women, and then we change our minds. So I just stuck it to the side, and I knew that I could use it in another place, on another layout. So I'm adhering all of my main main layout components down. There we go. I use Vintage Photo around it. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to say it and then it not be what I use. So I decided to just wait and see. I'm just inking up all the edges. And this really helps tie everything together when you look at it and you see it in real life. One of the easiest things about doing layouts like this is, one, they don't take a lot of time, and two, it's kind of a clean look. I've created layouts in the past where there's lots of stuff on them, and that's great. You know, lots of stuff is great. I mean, that's why we buy lots of stuff, right? So we can put lots of stuff on our layouts. But sometimes it's nice to just have a more clean, simple layout. Now, I had this transparency that says "Live It Up," and I knew that I wanted to use it because, I mean, come on, look at them. And at the end, if you look at the photos, Eleanor's face is completely white. Like, she had, at this point, they had discovered that they could eat the powdered sugar and that it was really yummy. So it had also it had not only become something to play with, but like a concrete, hard substance that was all over their face and their hair and their eyebrows. And Adeline was just content to just lick it off her fingers and dip her fingers back in it. Eleanor, I guess she was saving some for later because she just had it all over her face. And I think she even, I'm trying to look. Yeah, she has on like a Halloweenish type shirt, which is great because she looks like a little ghost. She's so silly. But it's worth it because now I have the pictures and the story to tell, and I can document it so that one day they can look back when they've had their own kids and think, oh my goodness, see, Mom was crazy just like we were. So I'm going through my little bowl of just embellishments from leftover kits or things that I have bought that I keep on my desk. And I grabbed some Flair, and there's a ampersand that I decide to use, that one on the top. And then I'll grab some wood veneer here in a little bit. I've already got some. I've got the heart and that arrow. They don't end up staying there. I think at first that my first cluster is going to go up there on that left side, but instead I decide to kind of separate the photos in the middle where the two photos end, you know, like where they come together, and then make that my cluster. My title is Make a Mess, and these stickers are pretty old. I don't even remember where they came from, but as I was just looking at my layout, I noticed that they are starting to come off of the layout. So I'm going to have to go in with some adhesive and glue them back down because they're not sticking as well as I would have liked. So I did kind of a double title here. I did Make a Mess and, using the ampersand, Live It Up. Alright, now I'm going through and I am looking for just some other embellishments that I can use. I'm actually multitasking right now as I'm recording this voiceover. I am gluing these alphabets back on because it's bothering me. And if I don't do it now, who knows when I'll get time. I've got those letter, like the tealish alphabets there, and on the other side of it, you can't really see because it's out of frame, but there were some really good. Alright, sorry about that. My girl's bursting through the sliding door down there screaming for mommy, and I stopped the recording so that didn't interrupt you guys. But anyway, as I was saying, there are these really awesome stickers, and the one that I chose says it's the little things that matter. And you know, kind of like in retrospect, looking back, as frustrated as I got that they were making such a huge mess in the house, once it was all cleaned up and I was looking back at the pictures and all that stuff, it was totally worth it. Like the 20-minute cleanup was worth the 30 minutes of fun that they had while they were making those cookies. So, you know, would I do it again? Absolutely. I'm going back through my wood veneer and my little embellishment container there to see if there's anything else that I want to use. I grab a different wood veneer arrow. Thought about putting two little girls of the potty people on there, but I decided not to because it was getting pretty heavy up there at the top, and the title's kind of busy between the letters and then the transparency. There's lots of words on that side, and I still had my journaling to go. So I was trying to keep everything else much more simple. And then I had these paper sequins, and goodness gracious, I could not get them to stick. And I didn't have my mini glue dots anymore. I'm out of them. I need to buy some more. And I was just having the hardest time. And even now, whenever I'm looking at it, because I have it right here in front of me, gluing these letters on, a lot of them that I put down have actually came off. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about this. So if you guys have any tips on how to adhere those things down, with the exception of, you know, like foam tape and stuff, let me know, because my Tombow was not working. So here I've got some gold, I don't know what you call those. They're not enamel dots, I don't know. Gold things, and I'm sticking them around the layout. I'm really into gold lately. Really into it. I need to get past it. I need to find a new trend, but goodness gracious, it's just holding on. It's holding on and it won't let me go. So anytime that I can find a place to stick some gold, you know it's going to happen. And I had this stamp set, and it came from one of the Studio Calico Project Life kits, and there was a stamp that says hilarious, see above for details, and then the date. And I loved that because the pictures are pretty funny. I mean, Eleanor is pretty daggone cute, and so is Adeline, but Eleanor's ghost white face is just pretty funny. So I stamped that down there. It comes with a little box and then the words that you can fill in. And I picked the word hilarious and I wrote the date in. And then the journaling just says, I thought it would be fun to make cookies. The girls thought the flour, which was actually powdered sugar, I got that wrong, was awesome. And they loved the powdered sugar too. They are so much fun. So that is the story behind the photos. And now at this point, I am just going through trying to figure out if there's anything else that I want to add before I do my journaling. I decide that I want to add some gold Heidi Swapp color shine. So I just lay that washcloth over top of the pictures and splatter that on there. And then here you can see me writing my journaling, getting that on the page. And then that is the end of this layout. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. Maybe it gave you some ideas for ways to do some larger layering on your layout, some more simple layering. And I have some still photos coming up for you to see. All right, guys. I will see you later. Have a good day. Great weekend. Bye.